Hi, thank you for tuning in to Purple Scarlet Topaz today. Find the answer to cancer. And today I thought I should take some time with you to explain to you on some levels why basically I feel that we can find the answer to cancer. Right now, I see research and finding the answer. Well, I'm not sure anyone is really trying to really find the answer. I mean, they haven't done it in all this time, okay? I see a lot of the research is more geared towards it's more geared towards finding a treatment for cancer, which is good too, because so many people have it, okay? But I feel that it's important to find that answer to cancer. And in order to do that, we have to ask questions, a lot of them. And we have to look at the possibility of understanding or recognizing if the facts that we have are true facts. Or even to recognize that we may not have all the facts, and we may have to expand our understanding, our perspective, so that we can find the answer. Now, when I was a little girl, I'll tell you this real quick. I always asked why. Sometimes I did it on purpose. But my father, he always pushed us to be intellectual, to think, critical thinking. My mother did the same thing too. They just maybe did it in slightly different ways. If my father said some word and I say, Daddy, what does that mean? My father had the biggest dictionary I've ever seen, sitting on a podium in the middle of the living room. So after a while, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not going to ask him what that means because I know what he's going to do. But anyway, I was good for asking why. Why until they got tired. Oh, I don't want to. I don't feel like talking about that anymore. Why don't you feel like talking about that anymore? Well, I've kind of had a long day. Oh, why did you have a long day? Oh, I got up early and worked hard. Oh, why did you get up early and work hard? I could go on forever and ever. Okay? So, as taking that and applying it to finding the answer to cancer, I think it's important that we look at how we look at things. And if it's based on true facts or de facto facts. Okay? Take, for instance, when people, or when it is said, I would say it's very accepted, the thought that opposites attract. Right? That is, most people will agree with you. Yes, opposites attract. You hear it all the time. So then the question is, do opposites really attract? Is that how it is? Now, we know that something about magnets, the opposite, whatever polar something attract. We know that. And something about the axis and the earth and all of that, we know that, okay? But when it comes to people or whatever, do opposites really attract? See, some things can be applied to certain things. Like I said, with the magnets, with the earth, the axis, if I'm even saying that right, okay? But that doesn't mean that one thing, this one understanding, or this one concept that opposites attract should be applied to everything. Okay? Just like the opposite of a man is a woman. The opposite of a woman is a man. Now, if opposites attract, if it is so true that opposites attract, then we would see man and woman, right? But we see that men can be attracted to men. Women can be attracted to women. So then that would scratch that whole opposites attract thing. Because if it was really true, if it was a true fact that opposites attract, then men could not be attracted to men, and women could not be attracted to women. See what I mean? So then obviously the thing that opposites attract cannot be a true statement for everything. It can be for some things, like I said, those magnets, and the opposites attract, okay? But in what is it, in physics, whatever, but that truth, because it is true on some levels, but it's not something that can apply to everything. See what I'm saying? And just with that one example, okay, no, opposites do not always attract, because the opposite of a man is a woman, the opposite of a woman is a man, okay? But we see that men are attracted to men and women are attracted to women. So that debunks the whole opposites attract thing. Okay? Now, another example. Because then we also have to ask, what are opposites? Yeah. What are opposites? Okay, I believe the opposite of a man is a woman, the opposite of a woman is a man. Okay, that's just one example. But now, what are opposites? And what is the, how do you say, the majority of the belief? Okay, now when it comes to love and hate, if you ask a person, a lot of people, okay, I don't know if I'm saying this right. I hope you understand it. If you don't, let me know, okay? But if you ask someone, there's a game, something like that, you say the opposite of whatever. So, if you ask a person, what is the opposite of love? they're going to say hate. If you ask them, what is the opposite of hate? They're going to say love. So then, the question is that a fact? Is that true? Or is that a de facto fact? Just because the masses accept that as true, that doesn't mean necessarily that it's true. Okay? Now, I've thought about this stuff, okay? And this will give you a little insight into my little mind, okay? Now, check this out, right? Love, from my understanding, is on one spectrum, okay? And hate, hate is on another spectrum. They cannot be opposites. They cannot be opposites. And what helped me to come to that conclusion, see, I look at the Bible and the things that because I take that as the sovereign, the supreme divine book, okay? And so I think about some of the things, some of the way things were written in that book, right? Now, I believe, like I said, well, for one, I do not believe that love is the opposite of hate and hate is the opposite of love. But I do believe that good is the opposite of bad and bad is the opposite of good. And here's why. Love is on its own plane because there's good love and then there's bad love. And when we look at some of the things that the Bible says, when it talks about love, love is kind and love is long suffering and love never fails and love is goodness and things like that, right? On the other hand, hate is related to jealousy and envy and haughtiness and wickedness and evil, right? But the Bible also refers to the love of money as injurious. It is the love of money that is, I forget how to say it, but the love of money is bad, okay? It does a lot of bad things, okay? But it's love, okay? So how can love and hate be on the same spectrum? They're not. Okay, they are on their own plane. They are on their own plane. Okay, so, and just because they're on different sides does not make them opposites. Because love clearly has good, okay, there's good love and there's bad love. Okay, because let's say the Bible says to love what is good and hate what is bad. Okay, so if you, how do I explain this? Okay, so it's almost like if a person says they love to hate. How can you love to hate if they are opposites? See what I'm saying? How can you love to hate if when you say that they love to hate? How can those be opposites? Okay, so when we look at things like that, that may seem small, but if you don't understand it properly, you might not get very far. Okay, love has its own plane, its own spectrum, and then hate has its own spectrum, because there's good love and there's bad love. Okay, let's say the Bible says to love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, but the love of money is the root of all injurious things, right? So that shows that there's different kinds of love, and there's a spectrum of love. Okay, but then with hate, there's a spectrum. You're supposed to hate what is bad, but God hates wickedness. Okay, so there's good love and there's bad love, and there's good hate and there's bad hate, because God says to hate what is bad. Okay, He says to hate what is bad. So that there shows that they're not on the same level. There's good hate and there's bad hate. There's good love and there's bad love. Okay, so when we look at things, if we have a broadened understanding, then that can help us to explore, that can help us that can inspire us in ways that we never thought it could. Okay, but we have to sort of have the right understanding, or the expanded understanding. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. It makes sense to me. I just see it as so many people think that love is the opposite, that the opposite of love is hate, and that hate is the opposite of love, when in fact that may not necessarily be true. But if I go into a situation having that limited understanding, thinking that that's the opposite, and it might not be, they are two separate things, then I might miss something. So when we're looking for the answer to cancer, when we want to find the answer to cancer, we might want to consider that we may have a certain understanding of something that may not be as expanded as we need to expand it. That's all I'm saying. Okay? It's just like, okay, the opposite of belief or believe is disbelief. The opposite of committed is uncommitted. Okay, now those are opposites, but not everything is an opposite in the way people have accepted it to be. Most people accept that love is the opposite of hate and hate is the opposite of love, when in fact they are not opposites. They can't be, because they are different spectrums of love. Okay, and love and hate cannot be on the same spectrum. So I hope you understand, and if you don't, I'll try explaining it, but I apply that kind of thinking to finding the answer to cancer. Okay, And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I want you to stay tuned for the next video I'm going to do, which has to do with love, sort of. No, not love. Not love. No. Not love, but sort of. Well, the brain and heart connection. Okay? The brain and heart connection. And what I'm doing when I'm talking about this, what I'm doing is I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And I'm just sharing with you those pieces of the puzzle. See, because also when you're looking for something, or when you're involved in something, it helps to have an understanding of many things. It helps to have an understanding of how things work, how things are put together, and not just in the specific field of what you're working on. Okay? So anyway, I'll see you again soon. Thank you for tuning in. Remember the hashtag, find the answer to cancer, and Purple Scarlet Topaz. Please like and share this video, and if you can, there's a subscribe button if you see this video. So, see you again soon.